I must say that he spoke about many things. On page 20 of his speech, there was that article 87 where he spoke about our international obligations and how Kenya is placed on the world map and so on and so forth. And I'm thinking again, Kenyans, I think, forget very quickly. The man who was king and his wife was queen when they were killing our Mau Mau brothers and fathers and grandfathers is being given a state reception here with a red carpet. Is an insult to us. This is a person we shouldn't even have received here as a nation because they killed our forefathers. They were not good to us. They put us in torture chambers. All the land problems we have were caused by that, and we have to speak the truth. All the land problems we have were caused by those people coming and displacing putting our people in concentration camps. My grandfather lost a lot of his land, and he kept telling me about this King of England. This King of England now is coming to eat our taxes here in State House. Tau, 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 tau. We don't need him. We don't need that. It is not good for this nation. We needed to have gotten to a point where we tell these people, we have not forgotten where you people put us through, and we are not celebrating you, and we should not be welcoming you here. We should be open as Kenyans to say that this is the part of the bad past that we keep forgetting
in your opinion,
and allowing people.
As you continue, Bonakili, on that, in your opinion, what should have happened? Because Britain is still one of our most important trade partners.
In what sense? Again, we are
years.
sick. Our most important trading partner is Uganda. Uganda buys more from Kenya than the UK. The balance of trade between Kenya and the UK is skewed more towards the UK. We import more from them than we sell to them. But when Museveni comes here, we don't celebrate him. We don't clap for him. We don't give him a state reception. We don't give him all that military accolade.
Right.
Yet Uganda buys in excess of 800 billion worth of trade between Kenya and Uganda. We are clapping for the people who give us loans and grants that comes with terms and conditions and that come with interest, and forgetting the Ugandan president who does not give us any loans or grants but trades more with Kenya than any other nation. So as a people, we need to start waking up and thinking, what is good for this country? Is it the people who lord over us and give us grants and loans, or is it a country that gives us free trade and spends more money in Kenya than we spend in their country? He spoke on page 2, paragraph 4, about inclusive democracy and committed to social justice and protection of the marginalized. And I felt insulted because which inclusivity? Talk of state parastatals, start naming names, and I'm not being tribal. And you know what Kenyans are saying, and you know what the conversation is. The appointments are skewed in a way that is not healthy for this nation. And these are things we must address. So you don't just come and throw in words in a State of the Nation address speech and talk of inclusivity. And we know that there are some communities that are feeling in this country. Go to the energy sector, name all the top names, and then you have your answer, and so many other places. So there's no inclusivity there. It should be removed from that speech. Next time, let's make sure that word is not there. He spoke on page 3, paragraph 9, about Mama Mboga's security, as if we have forgotten what was happening to the people of Smoky here in Nairobi. I'm not saying they should hawk on the streets, but there's a more humane way that Kenya Kwanza would have dealt with Mama Smoky here in town and all the hawkers and what we saw happening. If you don't provide markets for them and then you come and pour their things on the streets, by the way, was it even necessary to pour them that way on the streets? It's an administration that is talking about one thing about Mama Mboga, but doing the exact opposite on the streets. And that's why I told you, the state of the nation is not what is written in speeches. It is what, when you live out here, and that person who is selling that thing they are calling smucha will tell you that they think and feel about the administration. He talked about in 310, page 3, article 10 of his speech. He spoke about protecting the people and their belongings. And we have all forgotten about Athi River. They were so well protected. Their belongings were so well protected. Nothing was harmed. Nobody's property was thrown outside. Nobody's mattress was in the rain. No school was demolished. No church was demolished. No hospital went. By the way, these are people who have gotten county approvals for any structure they ever put up there. These are people who have gotten loans for everything they ever did in Athi River. It means their titles must have been legit for banks to give them loans. And now we are being told protecting people's property and belongings. It didn't happen in Athi River. In 2.5, he spoke of social justice and protection of the marginalized. I come from Mount Kenya. Look at Roy here and Roiro. 400,000. The other day, an old man died fighting for bursary for 2,000 shillings. And Kenya Kwanza has refused to have that conversation that we in Mount Kenya want to hear. One man, one vote, 1 shilling. And we will not stop having that conversation of fighting for it, because we have always said, we are not saying remove from Wajir or Garissa what was given to them. We are saying that because our population is higher, from where you got money that you gave to the others, give us more. Almost finally, I wish he avoided the issue of stating the price of maize meal, because you are telling it to someone who is going to buy it this evening. And he will go to the shop and he will say it's 145, the speech he said is 145. And the shopkeeper will tell him, enda kwa hiyo duka ya 145. And that's the beginning of a national conflict that we do not want to have. Yes, maybe in Roiro, like Moses Kuria told us, there could be unga for 145. But I'm challenging most Kenyans. Just go to your local shop, you'll end up going home with your 145 because that unga is not available.
All right.
We are doing mediation in Sudan.
Yeah.
We should have done it here at home first.